You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Since 1999, the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run has been contributing millions of dollars to the health and welfare of Jamaican children. The event has become the largest 5K in the Caribbean, and thousands of people converge in New Kingston to participate in this event. Business Access TV is here, and I'm Javon Keys, and my co-host Jamila Maitland will join us a little later on. As you can tell, the sun is already out and the race is already underway.
What was the extent of planning that went into executing an event like this?
We've been planning Sigma for about a year now. The last 3 weeks are probably the most hectic of all. But, you know, we have over 300 volunteers that contribute to the success of this, including our sponsors. The group marketing department is the engine behind Sigma Run, and I mean, it's the hardest job we do all year, but it's the most rewarding as well. As you can imagine, there are several lists of persons who are in need, and basically the Sagicor Foundation board eventually makes the ultimate decision, but the decision is made mostly on the need of each of the beneficiaries, who has the greatest need. We tend to focus a lot on health and the health of children for the Sigma Run. So over the years, we've supported a lot of neonatal units, a lot of companies or hospitals that support children as well. So that is a major part of the decision making when it comes to choosing the beneficiaries. But the ultimate decision is made by the board of the Sagicor Foundation. Dearest to our heart, I think, this year is the Lupus Foundation. Our Startline MC died from lupus, and so we felt that the Lupus Foundation would have been a good beneficiary to have this year. The Diabetes Foundation is also one of our beneficiaries. We don't pay a lot of attention to diabetes in Jamaica, so we decided that they would be also a good option, you know, for us to support. They need the support, they need some backing. And the Maypen Hospital neonatal unit, we have been there, we visit the hospitals, and we have seen I wouldn't call it deplorable, but there is great need in our public health system. And so I think, you know, those are all very deserving charities this year, and Sagicor is happy to stand behind them. I think we did a pretty good execution. We had a clean execution. I can't complain. There is no way to avoid the hours. We try our best. I mean, every year we try to do something a little different, set up the start line a little earlier, you know. But we have a lot of support. We have a lot of support from our sponsors. We have a lot of support from the technical people around us. I think we did a pretty smooth, not perfectly flawless, but we did a very good execution. We're proud of what we did. We're happy it's over. 27,000 people registered there, the most in the history of Sigma. And we've also raised the most we've ever raised, 52 million for our charities. So we're pleased. We think we did a good job. You can still donate. You can visit the Sagicor Sigma Run website, or you can call the Sagicor Foundation 1-888-SAGICOR and ask how you can donate. That is the number for our contact care center. They will put you onto the Sagicor Foundation, and you can still make a donation after today.
So with me now is one of the celebrity faces for the Sigma Corporate Run, Mr. Johan Blake. How are you, sir?
I'm feeling good this morning.
So share with us, why did you choose to contribute to the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run?
You know, the first time I contributed, Sagicor made the highest money, and they know that I have good luck, so they brought me back. And I'm here not just because of that, but to save life. It's a great cause for me to walk with Sagicor on this long journey.
So what would you say to other persons who may be thinking about contributing?
I said, don't think, just act.
Thanks for staying tuned to BATV's coverage of the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run 2019, the largest 5K in the Caribbean. Stay tuned for more happenings.
There's only one recommendation for funding that is ever going to come from me, and that is funding from a bank.
This is the cost to build, and it includes every nail and screw for the building.
Our motto is building communities, building a nation.
Get in the know with the world of real estate with Business Access TV's Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters.
Call us at 876-291-6233 or 876-376-4225. Email sales@batvja.com.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
We're here with Dayton Lawton, who was one of the very first contestants to finish the race. What was your perception going into the race?
Well, I do this race every year, and I'm always happy to do it. I think Sagicor has done a great job growing the race every year. It's 27,000 contestants ran this year. The management was great, and I felt good running this race today. Chris and the CEOs of Sagicor in the past have always been very astute about what they're doing with the money. So it's not just giving to a cause and you don't find out how these funds are actually being utilized. You shared a story about going to the hospital and giving them ventilation machines for infants. And it's always very important to understand how your money is benefiting the community.
What would you say to somebody who probably missed this year's Sagicor?
If you missed it and you can't be here, I would say still contribute. You don't necessarily need to run, but if you have an opportunity to give towards a cause.
So how was the race?
Apart from the bobbing and weaving, it was absolutely wonderful. You can see we're out of breath.
So tell us, why was it important for you and your team to come out to support the Sigma Corporate Run?
It's a part of our corporate social responsibility. We believe in giving back. We sell gas and we rely on the public to support our business, and we believe in giving back. So we thought this was a worthy cause to do that.
Well, this is my 5th time doing Sigma, and I didn't really train, but it was okay. Yeah, started Jamaica.
And you? I started Jamaica. It was fun, and even though it's my first time, I enjoyed it a lot.
The run was wonderful. It's my once-a-year exercise, and I've been doing this for the past 5 years. I think it was good, so that's it for my exercise for the year.
It's my first time, and it's a really great experience. You know, I'm a track and field athlete, so I'm just preparing for a wonderful season.
And of course, adults are not the only persons who participate in Sagicor's Sigma Corporate Run. We also have the children. Could you tell Mosquito, what do you think about the race?
I think it was long and it was very tiring, but I managed to finish.
You're here with your siblings. What do they think of the race?
Well, it was tiring. I do track and field, but this was really exhausting and my legs hurt now. So.
Nice. So what was your position in the race? Do you know?
Well, the race was all right, but I gave up a few times, but I still made it.
Nice. Thank you.
Guys, you're representing the Jamaicans for Justice. How was the race for you?
You know, it was all right. A bit disappointed this year, but you know, next year we're coming back bigger and better. Time of about 37, not feeling too happy about that, but you know, still good.
How about you?
Well, it was good, but I was expecting sub 30, but 33, 42 could have been better though.
Of course, other than the fact that we're supporting the hospital project, I have to be running today because we're running for a cause. We all ran for justice today. And of course, I know my time is going to be very impressive. It's below 30. I'm not quite sure what the time is just far. But of course, we came out and we ran for justice, and I'm very pleased for that today.
So the Lupus Foundation will be one of the beneficiaries of the Sagicor Sigma Run this year.
It's awesome. Like every year they go for something different. And this year we're doing this for Elvar. We're doing this for the people who lost the fight and who's still going on and still pushing basically.
What do you say to somebody who probably doesn't know much about Sagicor Corporate Run and the beneficiaries and what it is that they're going for? What would you tell somebody?
Even if you don't run, just go ahead. Pay the money, make a donation, buy something. Like my lace, I just went ahead and just bought the shoelace just because.
Tell us what you thought about the race.
So it was a very good race and I really appreciated it. It's always good to run for charity because helping other persons, that's the way to go, And it was a really good race for me. I really did more than what I expected. So it's an awesome one.
Going into the race, what was your perception and what do you think after?
Funnily enough, I thought this was a 5K and at the end I realized it was a 5.5. So at that point I was really, really beat. But it was an awesome feeling and it's great to be supporting this cause. Big ups to Sagicor. I look forward to the next 5K.
Top running athletes last year, what was your perception coming into the race this year?
Well, I didn't think I was going to make it, honestly, but I decided I really wanted to do it and to do it better. But I thought that this year the race seemed shorter, so I must have got some extra energy, which I don't know where it came from.
The race is more like a fitness for you, or is it something that you normally do every year?
I've done it 3 years. This is my 3rd year, but I do a lot of walking every day.
So did you actually run with the babies on you like this?
About 2.5 Ks. Look what it says here.
Was that Daddy's cardio?
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think about the race?
It was fabulous. The water stops were strategically placed. Everything went well. First time for the babies, about the 5th time for me.
That was a short bit from some of the runners and walkers here at the 2019 Sagicor Sigma Run. Stay with us for more highlights.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Our women are the backbone of our society. They deserve to be protected and respected. Domestic violence is not okay. Speak up and speak out. No more violence against women.
So as you would imagine, a number of groups would have come out to participate in the 2019 Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run. We're about to hear from some of them. All right, so Jason, what size team you have here today? Did the whole office come out?
Well, approximately 50% of our staff. We have in excess of 30 people here today from JAA.
Great, so why was it important for you guys to come out and support this cause?
Well, for one, JN Group overall has been a long-standing supporter of Sigma and the Jamaica Automobile Union Association. We specialize in mobility and moving people. So we want to ensure that our people are moving as well.
How is this in line with your corporate social responsibility?
Well, we are about giving back, and the cause, the whole Sigma is about giving back, so it falls in line with what we are about.
So with me now is Suzette Morrison. She's the team captain with the Wisinka Group. So tell us, why was it important for Wisinka to participate in the Sigma Corporate Run 2019?
Well, the Sigma Corporate Run signifies helping other companies and helping the sick and needy. And Wisinka being the innovators, we always want to ensure that we play our corporate role and a corporate social responsibility to be a part of the good.
So did you run this morning?
No, unfortunately, I was here setting up to ensure that the team was okay, and they came out, 150 strong. We came out and we participated, and they had fun.
This definitely is a worthy cause, and giving back is an important thing for corporate companies such as ourselves. So participation and support for the obvious cause is very important.
Seems like you have a very large team. What's the number?
I think we're over 120, thereabout.
For me, it was a walk in the park. Very easy, very easy.
How important was it for you to participate in this run?
Well, we do it for a cause, we do it every year, and we think it is extremely relevant at this time. Plus, it also helps us to remain healthy.
All right, so there you have it from some of our educators representing the JTA here at the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run 2019. So after having such an early start this morning, Jamila and I were just getting a chance to catch up. So from what I've been seeing, the race has been going very good. There are thousands of people out. It's probably the largest year of Sigma Corporate Run, because for the years I've been seeing it, every year it gets bigger and better, right, Jam?
A little birdie actually told me that it's actually 27,000 persons who registered, and they might have even passed their $52 million mark.
Well, but that's great, because Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run is all about corporate social responsibility and helping to ensure the welfare of our nation's children. So it's always a great cause. Number of companies out, a number of groups, a number of individuals. We saw persons from different ages, from very small to very old, and they're going. So it was a good day, wouldn't you agree?
Of course it was. It really, I can't believe. I think the entire Jamaica is here right now at Emancipation Park.
Certainly, Jam, it was an extraordinary morning. Though we had to wake up very early to be here. It was great, right?
It really was.
All right, so we're going to take a break right now, and then we're going to head to the stage to see our winners for the 2019 Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run. Stay tuned.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show, and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
Brings the creative industries to life. Highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo. Only on Business Access TV.
So, Ms. Walker, tell us, why does Sagicor keep doing this every single year since 1999?
So it has been 21 years that Sagicor Foundation has been solidly behind the charities to really give back. Healthcare is a big thing for our brand, and we always want to find and identify those needs that really have a big impact on Jamaican lives. So this year we've identified the Diabetes Foundation of Jamaica, Lupus Foundation of Jamaica, and also the Mapen Hospital, specifically the neonatal intensive care unit.
Have you been seeing the impact of the contributions you've been making?
Oh yes, we have. Certainly over the years we've made so many different contributions to various different sectors in the health area, and also in terms of children, we do support children causes as well. Last year we supported St. Christopher's Home for the Deaf, we supported the Spanish Town Hospital, so we try to touch every single pocket of the Ministry of Health as well too, because that is a major area that really impacts a lot of Jamaicans' lives on a daily basis.
So, Principal would ask, why focus on children?
I mean, the children are the future. It's cliche, but it's actually real. If we actually focus on our children and we actually focus on the future and making that future so much better, brighter for our children. And we can't be selfish. We always have to continue to pay it forward, and so that we know that Jamaica will be a better place.
So how do you rate 2019 for the Sagicor Sigma run?
Oh God, 2019 has been amazing. It has been awesome. It has been off the chain. So this year we've broken 2 records. So last year we had a record-breaking 26,000 participants. This year we've got up to 27,000 persons. And also we shattered our record in terms of the target. So our target last year was 50 million. This year it's 52, and we went over a bit, so we did $52,400,000. So we are absolutely proud as a team to be able to give back so much to Jamaica.
Certainly. So what can we expect for 2020?
I mean, we're going to start planning right now, and in true Sagicor strong style, we're going to come bigger, we're going to come better, and we're always going to be looking for that next needy cause. And there's so many causes in Jamaica that need the funding and need the support. So look out for us, we're coming.
Congratulations to the winner, Alfonso calling on the clap upon Alfonso, please.
How does it feel to become the first place winner for the male wheelchairers in the Sagicor Sigma run this year?
It's a great feeling, but I'm doing Sigma for a couple of years now. So to be, the winner this time around again, it's a wonderful feeling. And I'm happy I'm doing it for, a worthy cause and so forth. So that's why I try to push out the necessary effort to be here.
Put your hands together. Sylvia, we're friends long time. Long time, Sylvia. Congratulations.
You placed first this year and last year, 5 years in a row. So tell me, how does that feel? What level of training or intensity of the training does it feel?
We have a cart where we run, we push it like we and run it in the grass every day.
How important is it for persons to participate in runs like these?
It's good because when we're out there, people can see us and see that anything they can do, we can do it too.
Describe to us, what's the feeling becoming the first place winner of this year's Sagicor Sigma run?
It's a great feeling, and this is my second year doing it.
Would you describe to us, what was the run in general? What did you like about it? What you didn't like about it?
I like the fun run part. We have the foam and all those stuff, and the fact that we're supporting charities. So yeah, it was a good run.
What was your time?
19 minutes and 2 seconds.
Male overall, his time ridiculous. 19 minutes 32 seconds. Will you clap up, Caroline, please? Hello, hi.
I came 4th overall and 2nd for corporate.
Everybody just give me
I represent
like
Separate Limited, and this is not my first event, but it's a wonderful event. I enjoyed it.
We are here with Odain Davidson, the first place winner in the under 16 category. Tell us, how does it feel?
It is hard, very hard. And I get competition in it, and it was a good race.
Is this your first time doing it, and what's your time?
I don't know my time yet, but it's not the first time I'm doing it.
My name is Anna K. Swaby, and I'm representing Chisel Fit, and I came first in the female walk.
How was that for you?
It was, I'm going to be honest with you, it was a bit challenging, but I managed to maneuver the crowd and came first. So it was very good, but challenging.
So clearly this isn't your first time doing a 5K walk, because it takes a particular technique, right?
No, it hasn't been my first 5K, but my first Sigma. And my goal was just come here, come first. That was it.
But separate and apart from you coming to compete, I'm sure there must be another reason why you came here to represent.
Of course, there's another reason. The number one reason, of course, is doing it for the cause. That's the most important thing. So me coming first is just a bonus, right? So just going out there, doing what I can do for those persons who can't do it themselves, and hoping that I inspire somebody else to come on out and support the cause.
So you said this was your first year. Will we see you next year?
Of course.
So I know that this is something that you do. We saw you at the True Juice Orchards last year, and you're here again. How was this one for you?
Well, this one was a record break when walk for me. You know, I'm improving each year, and I really came out here to get the record of 28 minutes. I did it, and I'm very happy. I'm looking for greater things, and I want to see myself out there representing Jamaica internationally. This is my third year winning it also. The first year, 2017, I did 30 minutes. Last year, 29. This year, 28.
So will you be back next year?
Definitely, all things being well.
All right, thank you so much and congratulations. As much as we didn't get a chance to run, we actually finished the race, right, Jam?
We did.
So that brings us to the end of our 2019 coverage of the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run. I've been your host, Javon Keys.
And I'm Jamila Maitland.
And you've been tuned into Business Access TV, serious about business.
I do have a dream, and I know you have a dream, that we can make Jamaica the place of choice for you to choose to live, to work, to do business.
We are going for the Jamaica we want. Making steady progress to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals in our National Development Plan, Vision 2030 Jamaica. We have teamed up with valued partners, working through strong institutions to reduce inequalities in our society. We commit to being responsible in our production and consumption, ensuring we build sustainable communities in harmony with nature. Jamaica is making significant strides in providing quality, lifelong education for all, enabling our people to be engaged in decent work to drive economic growth, equipping men and women with the skills to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industry, foster innovation, and utilize new technologies. Urgent action is being taken to manage natural resources responsibly, protecting clean water sources, ensuring access to water and sanitation for all, diversifying to alternative energy sources, conserving our environment and sustaining life below water and on land. Jamaica is making moves to ensure healthy lifestyles for the well-being of our people. We're promoting sustainable agriculture to achieve food security, improve nutrition, and end extreme hunger, putting in the work to end poverty in all its forms. We're on track in achieving our Sustainable Development Goals through realizing our Vision 2030 Jamaica. We will leave no one behind.
And I'm chilling right now, cause we're winning right now.
Jamaica moved 4 places in the recent Doing Business report published by the World Bank. Now, the Doing Business report is based on findings from private sector stakeholders as well as the government. In addition to moving up in the rankings, Jamaica also recorded a 2-point jump in its Doing Business score, moving from 67.47 to 69.7. The country is on track to becoming the place of choice to do business. Hi there, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is Jamaica Magazine. It unfolds right now.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, October 29. Over 1,000 Jamaicans are expected to benefit from free medical services being provided by the United States Navy hospital ship USNS Comfort. The ship is docked in the Kingston Harbor from October 28 to November 1. During a tour of the facilities on Monday, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton thanked the staff for their partnership with the island.
We're very happy to have them here. They have a number of procedures lined up to perform both on the ship and offshore, and it is clear based on what they do, based on the facilities that they have, that it is a good thing for Jamaica.
150 surgeries will be conducted on board the 900-bed ship to include ophthalmology, general and orthopedic surgery, as well as wound care and urology. Basic medical services including adult, pediatric, dental, dermatology, and physical therapy will also be provided at walk-in sites at the Sabina Park and the Greater Portmore Health Center. The sites will operate from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. Jamaica's 15th Housing and Population Census will officially get underway on April 5, 2021. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, made the announcement Monday during the opening ceremony for the 44th meeting of the Standing Committee of Caribbean Statisticians in Kingston. Dr. Clark says the Statistical Institute of Jamaica has already begun pre-census preparations. He says government will set aside funds in the 2021-2022 budget to ensure that the census is completed over a 3-month period. The Finance Minister has also announced proposed amendments to the Statistics Act.
It is the intention of this administration to promulgate amendments to the Statistics Act to legislate that the census occurs every 10 years. We can't leave it to convention nor to whim. We have to ensure for future generations that this becomes a part of the laws of Jamaica.
The Housing and Population Census provides information on the size of the population in areas such as age, sex, religion, and education. The last census was done in 2011. Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck says audiovisual equipment in the island's courts will become fully operational soon. He says the ministry is currently sourcing proper broad-based microphones to use during court proceedings.
And as soon as we get them, then we will turn over the system to the Chief Justice, where again there might be the need for further training, or we make sure that every sound, every picture is properly captured in the courts.
The minister was speaking on Friday at the Court Management Services Summation Workshop for the Jamaica Judiciary. The use of audiovisual equipment in the courts forms part of the ministry's aim to create a first-class justice system. Minister of Foreign Affairs Kamina Johnson-Smith is calling on the United Nations to increase its offering of technical support to help developing countries such as Jamaica achieve the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) faster. The SDGs, also known as the Global Goals, are a collection of 17 goals set by the UN General Assembly in 2015 and are to be attained by 2030.
I want to also encourage the UN to think about the type of technical advice that may be needed at a higher level or in a greater volume for countries like Jamaica across the region who are dealing with complex issues to support or add to the, of course, extremely competent national expertise which we have on the ground. We're looking to supplement domestic capacity in order to move us more quickly to where we need to be.
Senator Johnson-Smith was speaking on Thursday at a function to mark the 74th anniversary since the establishment of the United Nations. The function facilitated national youth dialogue on the SDGs with over 300 students, including youth with special needs. The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, has expressed sympathies to the families and school community of children injured by a garbage truck at the Clancarthy Primary School yesterday. The child has since succumbed to the injuries received when a truck overturned on students at the Deanery Road-based school. The NSWMA's Executive Director, Audley Gordon, says the truck involved in the incident was not owned or contracted to the organization. But notwithstanding, he says a senior team from the MPM Waste Management Limited was dispatched to the school to offer moral support and comfort to the loved ones. And finally, the impact of disaster management and climate change will be the focus of this year's Local Government Month observances in November. Portfolio Minister Desmond McKenzie made the revelation at the recent launch of the 2019 Cross Island Run in St. Thomas. He charged the local authorities to adhere to building codes and disaster management best practices.
The right to build is vested in the local authority to grant that permission. And you, mayor and the team and minority leader and CEO, you must ensure that whatever building approvals are granted is granted for areas that is not prone to flooding.
Mr. McKenzie says the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, will embark on a series of town hall meetings on disaster management during the month. The Cross Island Run precedes the observance, with runners taking the month's messages from the island's leaders to each municipal corporation. This is the third staging of this initiative, which has become an integral part of the calendar events for Local Government Month. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Anna, why you knocking down my door? What is it?
Jackie, I don't know what to do. From Jason dead, I have nothing to give to the children, and I don't know where to turn.
So why you didn't go down to the Administrator General's department, the place I told you about the other day?
Lord Jackie, me know you try to help me, you know, but remember say me and Jason never did marry, you know.
What do you mean by that, Anna? The law say if a single man and a single woman live together as husband and wife for 5 years and more immediately before death, then he or she is considered a spouse.
Really? That mean me can't get something then? Cause boy, it rough, you know.
Yes, man, just go down there, tell them about the case, that Jason died, leaving no will, house and children under 18 years. Go down there and see what them can do for you.
A true you're talking, Jackie. Where you say the place there again?
Down a waterfront, man. 12 Ocean Boulevard. Go down there, talk to them, and see if them can help you.
Okay, I'm going down there right now.
Good morning, madam. How are you?
Good morning, miss. I hear that the Administrator General's department can help me. You see, my children, them father died, leaving me with the 2 pitney them, and I'm me alone I care for them.
Did he leave a will?
Will, ma'am. After Jason never ready for dead, how come him come from work and drop down dead? My friend tell me say under the law, I'm considered a spouse. By the way, who is a spouse?
Under the Interstates, Estates and Property Charges Act, a spouse is a single man and woman living together as husband and wife for 5 years or more. By living together, the two persons should not have been separated at any time during the 5 years immediately before death. A surviving spouse includes a person who is legally married. That is, he or she went in front of a pastor and took the vow of marriage. If Anna meets the requirements, she can hire an attorney at law or go to the legal aid clinic to apply for an order from the court declaring that she's a spouse. Some of the questions the court will look at are: did Anna and Jason break up during the 5 years? Did Jason have any children, born in the same year as Anna's children? The court will also want to know if Anna or Jason were married before and not divorced. Once the order has been granted, the spouse would be entitled to benefit from the estate of the deceased. For further information, you can visit the Administrator General's Department in Kingston, 3rd floor at the Office Center Building, 12 Ocean Boulevard, or call us at 922-183023. You can also visit our Western office at the 2nd floor of the National Housing Trust Building at 42B Union Street, Montego Bay, St. James. Telephone 630-4261. Our website is at www.agd.gov.jm. That's the Administrator General's Department, securing your legacy.
Next, the latest happenings out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Prime Minister breaks ground for Children's Hospital in Montego Bay, 240,000 square foot BPO complex in Portmore, and commissions $630 million Essex Valley water supply system. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Anthony Morgan. At the top of last week, Prime Minister Andrew Holness reiterated government's commitment to fast-tracking the implementation of the Bernard Lodge Master Plan. This, he said, would be done through the creation of appropriate strategies to ensure all stakeholders' needs are met.
This is not a view that would seek to in any way dislocate, disrupt the activities of persons, particularly those who are legitimately doing economic activity. We're seeking to ensure that those who are already there have even better prospects. So those who are currently farming, they will be relocated, but they will be relocated in such a way that their economic prospects are even better.
The proposed integrated master plan for Bernard Lodge will include residential, commercial, agricultural, and agro-processing facilities. During a recent tour, Mr. Holness said the government was keen on addressing illegal sand mines, squatter settlements, and illegal dump sites in Bernard Lodge. In Parliament Tuesday, the Prime Minister updated the House on his recent overseas engagements to shore up support for and initiate action against climate change. Work continues to mobilize $100 billion annually by 2020 to assist vulnerable countries with climate change adaptation strategies. Though woefully lacking, Mr. Holness says an additional $7.5 billion has been pledged to support the Green Climate Fund. And Jamaica received direct funding of $1.8 million for climate action. The Prime Minister used the sitting to unveil the island's three-pronged approach to not only access climate financing, but also to climate-proof the Jamaican economy and society.
We will continue working on strengthening our economy and ensuring better fiscal management, because that is our first line of defense against climate change. We will continue to be global advocates for the increased mobilization of public and private funds for mitigation and adaptation, including but not limited to the Green Climate Fund. And thirdly, we will continue playing our role of regulator and market maker to attract more private sector investments into the green, blue, and circular economy to generate employment and growth opportunities.
By Wednesday, the Prime Minister was in southeast St. Elizabeth for the commissioning of the $630 million Essex Valley water supply system. The pipeline put in by the National Water Commission is expected to serve 3,300 households across 14 communities in the parish. Mr. Holness urged beneficiaries to pay their water bills and conserve on the commodity. Wednesday also saw Prime Minister Holness breaking ground for the $43 million Western Child and Adolescent Hospital. To be constructed on the grounds of Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James, the 220-bed facility will provide specialized care from birth to 18 years. The green building is a gift from the Chinese government and will be constructed over the next 2 years. Mr. Holness welcomed the hospital, saying it will move the health sector forward.
Health is essential to human capital development and therefore key to national development. On the Human Development Index, Jamaica's score is 0.732, which places us in the high human development category. And I'm confident that this hospital that we are breaking ground for here, I am sure will move us about 2 or 3 places up.
The Prime Minister used Wednesday's groundbreaking to announce that he will be going to China to explore further investments and trade possibilities in the Asian country. Mr. Holness will be joined by Foreign Affairs Minister for the November 5 to 9 China International Import Expo in Shanghai. Jamaica was invited to participate as a guest country of honor. As he reiterated Jamaica's openness for business, Prime Minister Holness called on local entities to boost their exports to China and other markets.
We need to start to explore what are the areas in which we have competitive advantage and comparative advantage that we can produce here and send to China.
Back in Kingston Thursday, Mr. Holness discussed his plans to participate in the 2019 China International Import Expo with the country's ambassador to Jamaica. The two, along with their delegation, spoke about trade and investment possibilities in their respective countries.
We're very happy to support this industry because it brings in employment and some amount of foreign exchange.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness Thursday as he broke ground for the newest business process outsourcing centre to be built in Portmore St. Catherine. The GTech complex will provide 24,000 square feet of purpose-built BPO space to accommodate 4,500 workers on 3 shifts. Work on the $3.5 billion investment is to start immediately and should be completed in 18 months' time. Prime Minister Andrew Holness held talks with the President of Trinidad and Tobago Thursday. Expanded bilateral and regional cooperation were among the topics of discussion. Before that, Mr. Holness received a visit from Minister of Local Government and Community Development Desmond McKenzie. The Prime Minister was told that 2 garbage trucks worth $50.6 million were procured to provide service for Jamaicans in Kingston, St. Andrew and St. Thomas. Mr. McKenzie also informed that a contract was signed with the Jamaica Social Investment Fund for the construction of a $217 million state-of-the-art power station in Port Maria, St. Mary. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us again next time for more of the news stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.
So many wish they could visit our shores. We live where they vacation. Brand Jamaica beckons all from the 4 corners of the earth.
Well, as a Jamaican, I have great pride in selling it. Your pride that you sell Jamaica with is something that it rolls off. Jamaica has so much to offer, and every time I have the privilege of bringing an executive down to Jamaica, an executive from an airline or a tour operator or a travel agency, and you take them across the country, the pride that they said, wow, I can't imagine, especially when it's their first time. Wow, I love this.
Build it. Cherish it. Our wealth is Brand Jamaica.
Now, we journey to the West. There we learn how to relax while enjoying some of the best of Jamaica. Let's go to the Montego Bay Marine Park.
We all know that Montego Bay St. James is a magnet for visitors from near and far. It's well known for white pearly beaches, a lively hip strip, and world-class resorts. But there's another venue in the heart of the city that I can't wait for you to explore. Can you guess what it is? The first designated marine park in Jamaica.
Montego Bay Marine Park is a protected area
and our main role is to care and protect what's in it. And the park itself goes, say, from the border of Great River all the way up to Tropical Beach, and everything underneath and on the surface. So what we do, we patrol to ensure that people adhere to the fishing regulations in particular, or the boating regulations, the users regulations. We also do scientific research, because we have to make sure that the park is healthy.
But protecting the sea and its marvelous inhabitants is just one of the many duties of the Marine Park Trust, which was established in 1991. It also has a mandate to increase environmental awareness and stewardship through informative and engaging activities.
Summer camp now, what we do, we teach them, we have classes every day. Again, coral reef, fish, mangroves and so forth. We take them out. We have swimming classes, snorkeling classes, and they also, well, most of the times they get a catamaran cruise as well. So we have a mangrove seedling project, which our science officers does. So we collect seedlings, we grow them, we give it to schools so they can nurture them. On certain days we go out and we plant them. Like World Wetlands Day, we try to do that.
And there's more.
We have an educational component as well, where we visit schools and different communities, organizations. And we tell them what we do. We talk about pollution, how to minimize that, recycle, refuse, reuse. I'm sure you have heard about that. And the children, the school kids come to the park, they get a lecture and all you need to know about coral reefs, mangroves, birds, anything like that. And then most of them, we take them out on the water on the glass bottom boat tour so they can see for themselves.
I don't know about you, but I want to experience for myself what these children encounter on the glass bottom tour. This should be fun.
Huh? Can I kiss it? No, no, no.
It's actually upside down, you know. It's our going in the water. Like.
Oh yes, because it's gonna float. Wait, my hand first. It's so scary.
You feel him a walk.
You feel him a walk a bit. Oh my God, it's moving! Ah! Where's his head? Oh, it's actually moving.
We also eat those.
Yeah, people eat them.
Oh my gosh! The rangers ensured that I had the full experience by introducing me to a few of the remarkable underwater creatures. I was even introduced to the different types of seagrass. Who knew the ocean had grass too?
Manatee grass, right? So these are very common seagrass that you'll find along the shores in Montego Bay or any regular beach in the Caribbean. This is an algae. This is called the dictyota.
It's very cute.
Yes, but the problem that we're facing, due to runoff, you have a lot of algae taking over the reefs. So these will grow up around the live corals and actually smother them or prevent them from, reaching their actual potential. So when you have a lot of runoff with nutrients and different things, components in the water, pollutants, you'll find them growing and overpowering the corals.
So as you can see, the glass bottom tour is a soothing and unique element of the park, riding into the sunset and appreciating the gifts of nature. But there's one more component of the tour that I can't wait for you to see. Feast your eyes on Montego Bay's very own mangrove forest, known as Bogue Lagoon.
We have egrets, we have pelicans, we have manowars, otherwise known as frigate birds. You can have up to 400 to 500 birds nesting at sunset, and you watch them coming in.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shimakibu.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Come again.
I will. Trust me, we've realized that beyond the resort life, there are far more things to do here in St. James. So why not make some time and go out there and enjoy some of these authentic and informative experiences. You won't regret it. Businesses operating within parishes under the state of emergency, your closing time has been extended. In St. Catherine and Clarendon, clubs, fast food restaurants, petrol stations, and establishments operating under a tavern license, your opening hours are 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. For supermarkets, grocery shops, haberdasheries, and other businesses, opening hours are 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. In Westmoreland, Hanover, and St. James, business closing time is between 10 p.m. and midnight.
Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. Keep we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it.
No dash no paper, no dash no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your
Keep
eat.
we island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty up Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica, no dirty up Jamaica.
We've come to the end of the show for today, but catch us again tomorrow on this channel. Here's a reminder to send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. You may also connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Every day you wake up, you have another opportunity to make this little island better, safer, a place where we all can be proud to call home. It's time we all recognize that every little thing we do has an impact on the Jamaica we live in now and the country we're leaving for our children. So promise me this, promise yourself this: no more will we tolerate criminals, even if it's our relatives. Tell them they're doing something wrong. Tell them to stop. Tell them no more robbing our children of the Jamaica they deserve. Tell them no more. No more crime.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious.
Serious.
Serious about business.
The Jamaica Stock Exchange celebrates 50 years of adding value to the Jamaican economy to personal and corporate investment portfolios. Tonight, the Stock Exchange looks back from 1969 to 2019, where it has been hailed the world's leading stock exchange. I'm Elon Parkinson. This is Business Access TV, serious about business.
Good evening, and welcome to the JSE's 50th anniversary cocktails and award ceremony. A round of applause, please. My name is Terry Carell Reed, and I stand here honored to be your MC for this evening for a number of reasons. Number one, for any company, whether domestic or international, to achieve 50 years is an indication of the stewardship, the vision, the innovation, and the adaptation throughout the years. Do you agree? It is also a reflection of the persons who stand behind the brand or the company. Those persons are the staff, the companies that listed, brokers, and of course, investors. Without all of you, none of this would be possible. Number two, I was swollen with pride when I opened the Bloomberg article and I saw, "Welcome to Jamaica, the home of the world's best performing stock market." And I clutched the pearls that I wasn't wearing and I said, "This is rich, real rich." I saw photos of Mrs. Street Forrest. I saw Mrs. Rita Humphreys Lewin. These were people that I've seen in my local newspapers, and I said, look at Jamaica. Very small, very obscure market. So I stand here honored to be the MC for a company that is a nation builder. Lastly, I'm happy to stand here because years ago I was financially illiterate. Saving, yes, because most of us as Jamaicans, that's what we do, right? We save, but we don't necessarily know about investment. And my best friend came to me and he said, "Terry, with all the saving that you've been doing, I think you should make your money work for you. I think you should invest." And I said, "But no, investment is for rich people, money people," which I'm not. But I'm grateful for my broker, Ryan Strong, who introduced me to the Jamaica Stock Exchange, introduced me to companies listed, and now I stand here with a portfolio that has moved from being very, 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 very conservative to being moderately risky. And on my daughter's 7th birthday, I awarded her, I should say, I gifted her her own portfolio. So you see, thank you very much. So I stand here not just as your MC for this evening, but I stand here as a very proud Jamaican. I stand here as a shareholder, and I stand here as an empowered citizen, changing the way my generation will think when it comes to handling and investing money. So thank you so very much for being here. We have a fantastic evening lined up for you.
It's with a sense of pride, nostalgia, and eager anticipation that I welcome you here this evening. As I contemplated my welcome to you, the single most important element of our journey, that's the 50th journey, that resonates with me is that since 1968, we have come this far through teamwork, perseverance, and a deep understanding of our mission. I believe it is an understanding rooted in the fact that the exchange's success is not singularly for shareholders, the government, or the financial community, but for the entire Jamaica. I did not have to go very far to find a poem, a quotable quote, or the words of some famous author to communicate what has been our reason for being for over these 50 years. As our jingle that one hears when you call the stock exchange says it all. 50 years of practicing transparency, integrity, and efficiency to protect and advance stakeholders' welfare, the Jamaica Stock Exchange. I know many people are familiar with that jingle. JSE for you and me, benefit from listing and investing, Jamaica Stock Exchange. This is a call that we have been making over the years to encourage investors, to encourage companies, to encourage Jamaica to see the stock exchange as the vehicle for wealth creation. It is through these principles and the rallying cry that we have weathered the storm and embraced the victories of being resolute and militant and becoming the Jamaica Stock Exchange triumphant in accomplishments, especially that of being named the best performing exchange globally for 2015 and 2018. Indeed, we are little but tallow. A journey of 50 years is a blessing. We thank God for the lessons learned, the experiences gained, and the wisdom that comes through the process of perseverance and tenacity. From a paper-covered meeting table at the Bank of Jamaica to an efficient computer-based network system that is linked into an electronic trading platform where transactions are automatically matched and settlements are processed in a paperless environment. And to our credit, we did that before the New York Stock Exchange. From being a private, closely held mutual company to becoming a demutualized exchange with publicly held and listed shares. We have consistently made progress, and our highest points were when we demutualized and listed our shares on April 1, 2008 and July 23, 2013, respectively, and when we launched the junior market on April 1, 2009. I paused for that because I think it was a signal moment. These occasions signal a new era. In the case of demutualization, we separated the regulatory arm of the exchange from the commercial functions so as to eliminate any perception of conflict of interest and to ensure a fair, orderly, and transparent market for shares and other securities traded on the market. This has brought a high degree of confidence to the market. In listing our shares on the exchange, we expanded our ownership base and subjected ourselves to the same rules and regulations governing other listed companies. And that was hard, because some of the times when you are regulating, you don't know how hard it is until you actually start doing it yourself. Finally, in launching the junior market, we provided greater access to capital, which encouraged and expanded investor base. These experiences have strengthened our core. The progress we have made was not achieved without setbacks and challenges, and the path we have clearly charted over the years for further expansion of the capital market locally, regionally, and globally is oftentimes slow and painful. However, our pledge to you going forward is that we will continue to seek out and deliver market opportunities in a deliberate and constructive manner, exercising good judgment as we seek to expand our markets. In the words of Coffee, I told you we are young. Gratitude is a must. We thank God for the journey, the earnings, and just for the plus. Gratitude is a must. Once again, welcome. I invite you to enjoy the rest of the evening's proceedings.
Thank you so very much for having us. And of course, gratitude is a must.
A journey of 50 years for the Jamaica Stock Exchange. When we come back, the awards.
Doggin Global Introduction. Doggin Global is an integrated multidisciplinary professional service firm. We are integrated as one firm and provide several professional services, including audit, accounting, tax, IT, risk, HR, performance, M&A, corporate recovery, and other advisory services. The firm is organized in several professional service units, which includes Doggin Auditors, Doggin Advisors, Doggin Legal, Doggin Finance, Doggin HR Solutions, Doggin Tech Solutions, Doggin Media, Doggin Corporate Secretarial. If you are interested in any of our services, please contact us for a free quote. Email info@doggin.global. Website doggin.global.
So we have now come to the awards presentation segment, and I invite the great Mr. Michael Anthony Cuff to join me on stage, and together we'll present the awards, which will be done in 3 categories. Please make him welcome. So we have 3 categories: the 60s, known as the formative years, the 70s to 90s, the shaping years, and the millennium, the technological era.
This is the period of ska music in Jamaica and the birth of the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Absolutely. At this time, we pause to invite to the stage Mr. Ian McNaughton, chairman of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, who will present the awards to the recipients in this category. We begin with founding member. The first award is in recognition of his sterling contribution to the development and establishment of the JSE. He was a man of vision for the financial sector and was instrumental in helping to lay a solid foundation for the JSE in 1968, from which the exchange has grown strong, thanks to his early works and blessings over the years, even up to January 2019. He's dubbed by various names in Jamaica and across the world, but to the JSE, he's the architect and bridge builder of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. The JSE is proud to honor his name, his undeniable legacy, and his vision that formed the JSE to becoming the #1 stock exchange in the world, not once, but twice. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and humility that we wholeheartedly present the first and most deserving award to the late, most honorable Edward Seaga, former Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I invite you all to stand and join hands in applause as Mr. Edward Mackey makes his way to collect the award on behalf of Mr. Seaga. We now move to the affiliated companies. Now, the second set of awards will be presented to 5 affiliated companies that were instrumental in contributing to the development of the JSE by providing persons to serve on the board. In no particular order. Terry?
The first award goes to the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Jamaica.
The second award goes to the Bank of Jamaica.
And the third award, the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service.
And award number 4 goes to the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica.
We move to the next category, listed companies since inception. The third set of awards will be presented to 6 companies that have been listed on the exchange since inception in ranking order of seniority. The first award goes to Panjam Investments Limited.
The second award goes to I knew this organization when it was just called the Bank of Nova Scotia Jamaica Limited. Now, these days, Scotia Bank, Jamaica Limited.
The third award goes to the Caribbean Cement Company.
Award number 4 goes to Carreras Limited.
And the fifth award goes to Salado Foods Jamaica Limited.
So the 6th award will be given to the Cleaner Company Limited.
And the seventh award goes to the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited. Okay, I don't believe we have a representative for JPSCO. So now we move to longest member dealer. Ladies and gentlemen, the award goes to NCB Capital Markets Limited, formerly known as Edward Gale and Company Limited.
In this segment, awards will be given to those who have built on the foundation of the JSE and assisted in its shaping by making significant contributions to its growth and development. Now, the first award goes to a remarkable woman who is the first and only female chairperson of a stock exchange in the Caribbean. She's also the longest-serving chairperson of the JSE, leading the Jamaica Stock Exchange in this capacity from 1984 to 1986, and again from 1995 to 2000. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak of none other than Mrs. Rita Humphreys Lewin.
So we now move to the longest serving board members. The second recipient of this award is the longest serving member of the JSE's board. This gentleman stands as the quiet colossus of the Jamaican stock market. Ladies and gentlemen, the award goes to Mr. Edwin Mackey, CD. The other awardee in this category goes to none other than Mr. Alvaro Casali, CDJP. This gentleman is the longest-serving board member of the Jamaica Central Securities Depository and the JCSD's Trustee Services Limited.
Our women are the backbone of our society. They deserve to be protected and respected. Domestic violence is not okay. Speak up and speak out. No more violence against women.
Through the years here at the Jamaica Stock Exchange's 50 years in service, let's go back to more awards.
Next, we have the third category. This is the millennium, the technology age. This category is to recognize those who contributed to the dynamics of catapulting into another age, the age of technology. Boy, I tell you. You know, these awards will be given to those who further continued to build bigger layers on what was already there, and who saw greater vision of possibilities as time evolved into another dimension. So we're going to now honor past chairman of the JSE. The first recipient is someone who was board chairman from 2000 to 2006. I speak of Mr. Roy Johnson, JP.
Let us hear it for the board chairman who served from 2006 to 2011, Mr. Curtis Martin.
We move next to the board chairman from 2014 to 2016, Mr. Alan Lewis.
The next two awards will be presented to the persons who served as general manager of the Jamaica Stock Exchange's subsidiary, the Jamaica Central Securities Depository, JCSD, since its inception in 2008. The first of the two awards will be presented to the general manager who served the JCSD from 2003 to 2004 and moved on to serve the JSE in a similar capacity and subsequently to an even higher capacity. Ladies and gentlemen, I speak of none other than Mrs. Marlene Street Forrest, CDJP.
The second and last award is being presented to the general manager who served from 2005 to 2017 and steered several ventures of the JCSD, including the birth of the JCSD's subsidiary, the JCSD's Trustees Services Limited, and that award goes to Mr. Robin Levy.
This segment of awards is for those dubbed the architects of the junior market. They helped to carve and mold the ins and outs of the junior market, and it would not be possible for the junior market to be established without them. In recognition of your sterling contribution to the development of the JSE's junior market, we recognize this gentleman, the Honorable Audley Shaw. The first company to be listed on the junior market of the Jamaica Stock Exchange is Access Financial Services Limited. Congratulations. We also have to recognize Senator Don Webby, who was instrumental in lobbying the government for the tax incentives. Mr. Stephen Whittingham, a board member of the JSE, will collect the award on behalf of Mr. Webby. We now recognize the steering committee of the junior market, beginning with Mr. Leo Williams. We'll move to another Williams, Mr. Christopher Williams. He is followed by Miss Judith Ramlogan. And last but not least, recognizing the members of the steering committee of the junior market, Mrs. Marlene Street Forrest.
Looking back to outstanding achievements by former general managers and chairpersons of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Coming up next, the employees.
Corporate restructuring services. In today's evolving commercial and economic environment, businesses are continually seeking opportunities to manage operating costs and tax positions, as well as contain cash expenditures. Entity structuring can help achieve these goals, but often presents many challenges for multinational corporations. In addition, the OECD's Base Erosion and Profit Shifting (BEPS) proposals are expected to impact the bottom line of affected organizations and result in some business restructuring. Crow Jamaica delivers an integrated approach to clients' corporate and reorganization needs. Services include simplifying group structures, executing domestic and cross-border transactions including mergers, demergers, disposals, and company migrations, transferring assets and business units, aligning legal structures to business models, establishing national or regional hubs, converting subsidiary company structures to branch structures and vice versa, integrating legal structures following a merger or acquisition, providing practical advice and assistance throughout the planning, development, and implementation phases of corporate reorganizations. Crow Jamaica assists businesses and other advisors in developing and implementing efficient, cost-effective legal structures and business operating models. Our team can help you make smarter, more effective decisions. Let's have a conversation. Contact us at email people@crowjm.com. Website www.crowjm.com.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, no organization can be built without the employees' contribution. And tonight, the Jamaica Stock Exchange takes great pleasure in recognizing its employees that have contributed to building the stock exchange over the years, which has led to the company receiving numerous awards and recognition, locally and globally. And for the stock exchange being named not once, but twice, in 2015 and in 2018, as the best performing stock exchange in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the staff of the JSE for contribution to the stock exchange 25 years and counting. This award goes to Mrs. Charlotte Eddie Nugent. For contribution, this now is for JSE 20 years and over. Number 1, Mrs. Doreen Parsons Smith. Next we have Mrs. Suzette White. As we welcome our next recipient, Miss Suzette Price. Let's make welcome Miss Michelle Serdar. Up next, Mrs. Annette Paran Hedman. JSE has benefited handsomely, tremendously under her guidance and direction. I speak of none other than the inimitable Mrs. Marlene Street Forest.
So we move on to the recipients, and we honor them for their contribution to the exchange 15 years and over. Beginning with Miss Suzette McNaught. The next recipient in this category is Miss Ricalia Robb. Our next recipient is Mr. Byron Winter. He is followed by Mr. Neville Noble. And closing out the category 15 years and over is Miss Tracy Winter. So we move now to the contributors to the stock exchange 10 years and over. We begin with Mrs. Cadil McNaught Hermit. Let us hear it for Mr. Andre Tulloch. And he is followed by Mr. Neville Ellis. Let us hear it for Mrs. Angela Bailey. Mr. Michael Johnson. And rounding out this category 10 years and over is Miss Monia Hibbert.
Terry, I'm going to give you pipes of rest while I just take over here for the next category of JSE 5 years and over. Please put your hands together one more time for the staff of the world-class Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of your award ceremony. On behalf of Sir Michael Anthony Cuff and myself, congratulations on 50 years. We wish to see you do 100 and 100 and 100 more, and certainly keep on knocking down those barriers. And I would love to keep on reading about our stock market doing and being the best. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your company. Thank you for your time.
We're with General Manager of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, Marlene Street Forest. Indeed, An illustrious career, certainly with the Jamaica Stock Exchange, taking it to higher heights and the global recognition. Your thoughts on the JC at 50?
Well, the JCS at 50, we have come a far way, a long way. And you know, what we have done is we are in the digital age. And I'm pleased that we are properly positioned for the next 50. Because it is important that we see growth and continued development. And the JC is here in Jamaica, but we are positioned for the world. Globally, we are making progress, and soon you will see more about us in terms of the digital age. Digital assets, we will be looking at things like short selling, margin trading, all of those things that are really critical to the growth and development of the company.
Giving fitting recognition to employees, the way to close out the 50th anniversary of the Jamaica Stock Exchange's awards. Indeed, a stellar event attended by the movers and shakers in Jamaica's financial industry. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Elon Parkinson for Business Access TV, serious about business.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show. And Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
It's the newest Ribby's Lounge, and it's called Ribby's Ocean Lounge right here at the Victoria Pier in downtown Kingston. I'm Javon Keys, and we'll be bringing you the highlights of the media mingle from last night and today the grand opening. Stay tuned.
Cove. Right where we are was a nightclub that was as exciting, and in those days, you know, the place was jam-packed and people were dancing. They were dancing ska and rocksteady and so on. And so I'm really happy to see that here we are again, but we're not at Paris Cove tonight. We're at Ribby's. And I really want to congratulate the team, Don, Ribby, and Kamal, for really making this happen. I'm really very happy. And I want you to give the three guys who have done a wonderful job in getting this place up and running a big round of applause. Let me see if you're hearing me. Now, things are going to get even better. Because as we open up Port Royal to visitors to Kingston, because Port Authority is now introducing what is called a sea walk, and the ship will dock out at sea, and we'll have a floating pier. And they're hoping that this will come on stream next year in time for the tourist season. And as the ferry is reintroduced, and we have all kinds of exciting things happening in Port Royal and downtown Kingston, it is going to be rivaling other waterfronts, other places in the world. I'm only sorry that I had an apartment in the Ocean Towers and I sold it.
Big mistake.
Big mistake. And so I just want to wish you all the success. And as we finalize arrangements to declare entertainment zones, this will be one of the first locations to be officially declared an entertainment zone.
So joining us now is the Minister of Entertainment and Sports, Olivia Babsy Grange. How are you, Minister Grange?
I'm good, I'm good.
How are you enjoying the Ribby's Ocean Lounge experience?
It's great, and in fact it takes me back to my young years, because this is a space where we used to have a lot of fun. Victoria Pier, Pirates Cove, it was the happening, and I'm happy to see downtown Kingston is coming back to its former glory days.
So, entertainment is something that we all want to see being developed in any major city. Tell us, how does this setup add to that thrust towards developing entertainment in Kingston?
Well, Ribby's is bringing back life to our capital city. And you know, entertainment is at the center of Brand Jamaica, our culture, our music, and our creative people. And so, entertainment downtown Kingston is gonna really open up the city. It's a cultural city. We are designated the UNESCO Creative City of Music. And we are now waiting on our nomination of reggae as Jamaican heritage music to be inscribed on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage Site. And when that happens, that will be the icing on the cake. And so, when I see all that's happening now downtown Kingston and what is projected to be done, just the vibrancy and the old charm of Kingston and the excitement of this cultural city is going to just explode. I'm a downtown girl, born and bred in West Kingston, downtown Kingston. And we are used to a city that does not sleep. And over the years, things had just basically stopped happening. So now we're seeing the regeneration of Kingston, capital city. We're going to see a rebirth and a resurgence of activities and prosperity.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to downtown Kingston. It feels really, really good to be right here with the friends and family that are in the building tonight. We've been open for approximately, I would say, a month with a soft opening in September, and today, November 1st, is historic. When you came inside, you saw a ribbon on the front door, which will be cut shortly, and it is symbolic for the reopening of this space downtown Kingston. For a lot of persons who may not be aware, we will be open 7 days a week, starting at midday every day, starting today. 7 days a week, you will be able to come downtown and have top quality entertainment, drinks and food until midnight, and on Friday and Saturday until 2 a.m.
At least.
At minimum, until the minister declares the entertainment zone. And then we suspect we can go for 24 hours.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you all again to the new Victoria Pier.
Done.
Right here in downtown Kingston. Yes, I got a little tongue. Tonight is a milestone in the entertainment industry, as the older folks, a little older than me, would have experienced, as what Baptist said, the minister, that Victoria Pier, a long time ago, was the spot, the place to be for entertainment. And tonight, the brand Ribbies is here with us to launch downtown Kingston right here at the new Victoria Pier. And we are happy that you all could take your time out to be with us and experience Ribbies Ocean Lounge. I think we have said enough, and it's time to eat, drink, and be merry.
First of all, let me welcome Business Access TV to Ribbies on the Ocean. The opening night last night has been exceptionally supported by the press and the media, and I must say everything has been going fine, and the response for Ribbies Ocean Lounge has been marvelous. People have been coming, people have been calling, and the atmosphere down here is superior. Ribbies Ocean and Ribbies Ultra Lounge at Barbican are two different personalities in terms of our decor, you know. So you would like either one whenever you come to Barbican or on the ocean. Come on down, downtown is alive.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point, dissecting the issues. Offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On point. Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and they say, what are you going to be? The parents say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands! Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Welcome back to BATV's coverage of the official opening of Ribbies Ocean Lounge right here at the Victoria Pier in downtown Kingston. Stay tuned for more highlights.
Well, I just want to say, when Digicel came downtown 7 years ago, we took a chance, and it was seen as a big move by a big corporate company to throw its weight behind the capital city of Jamaica, where all the action was. And we did it. And we are very happy to be part of what's happening in downtown. And we'd like to believe that we started the whole movement once again. And so I'd like to commend Ribbies, Don, Kamal, for showing faith in downtown, and for investing in downtown and helping to bring Victoria Pier back to life with the Ribbies brand. And so we're very pleased to be working with them, and was very happy to come on board to show them the hospitality that we have to offer for anybody who wants to come and invest in downtown. And I think they've done a tremendous job. It's a beautiful location. I think it's going to be many years that this place will have a lot of success in bringing entertainment and life to downtown, and we look forward to that. We look forward to the quality of the brand, bringing a new, fresh perspective to the nightlife fair in downtown Kingston. And I congratulate them, and I hope you congratulate them with me. And please support them and support downtown. And thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you, Ribbies.
So joining us now is Justin Moran. He is the CEO of Digicel Jamaica. How are you, sir?
Great, and you?
I'm well. How are you enjoying the Ribbies Ocean Lounge experience downtown?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, what these guys have done here, I'm very proud of that achievement, because Digicel came down here 7 years ago, and we really started, in our opinion, a movement to rejuvenate downtown. And we really have a lot of faith in what downtown can bring Jamaica. So we're very happy to see what these guys have done, the investment they've made into bringing Ribbies down here. and they've done a fantastic job. It's great inside, atmosphere is lovely, the food is great, the company is great, the decor is amazing, and they've really put a lot into creating a nice environment for people to come down and enjoy in the evening. So I'm very happy and pleased to see Ribby's down here finally in downtown Kingston.
Great, so you guys have a partnership with Ribby's Ocean Lounge. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, they reached out to us and they said they were coming here, and then, for us it was just a no-brainer to jump on board to help them out. And so we put fiber down here for them so that they could offer their patrons free Wi-Fi. We've also wired them up to have our TV services. So now you can come down here and watch your favorite sports matches at all times of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here and to be playing a role in revitalizing downtown Kingston, Jamaica. Loose Cannon Tours started just about 2 years ago. We have 2 weekly cruises. We also do charters. We've had a good relationship with Ribby's for that time. They have held our hand and helped us forge our way forward. And now we're continuing that partnership right here on the waterfront. So most of our activities, especially our charters for all the Christmas parties and so on, will take place out of Ribby's down here. And we sail out of here every Friday night. And we continue to work together. As you can see, this is a fantastic location right here on the water. And Kingston, it's hard to believe. 2 weeks ago on a Saturday night, we were down here till 4 o'clock in the morning and nobody wanted to leave. And this is Kingston, Jamaica. Everybody is so comfortable downtown once again. I used to hear about it when I was a kid, how people used to walk back and forth downtown. Now it's back here again. Ribby's has played a phenomenal part in revitalizing downtown, and we're very pleased to be one of their partners, and we'll work to continue to serve together. Thank you very much. Well, we've been working together for almost 2 years now, and now Ribby's has moved on to the water, so it's a marriage made in heaven. We're working very closely with each other. So most of every Friday night now, we sail from here 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. We have a harbor cruise every Friday night, and most of our charters will also originate from here. Well, we have a special cost for our residents. For example, Friday night is 6,500 Jamaican dollars. For a Jamaican resident, it's 65 US for a non-resident. On Sunday to the beach, it would be $8,000 for a resident and 85 US for a non-resident. And that includes open bar and buffet. So it's food and drink inclusive.
Coming from Montego Bay, we own Pier 1, so we're on the waterfront. This is perfect for me. Finally, I can come to Kingston and go to somewhere that feel like I'm in Jamaica.
What would you say to other persons with regards to establishing businesses downtown, entertainment businesses particularly?
Well, obviously it's a hit. So I would recommend that anybody that have the pull, that can move people, move them to the waterfront, because it's much better than the congestion of New Kingston and a lot of the packed areas now. The waterfront is wide open, so I think it's a good idea. They struck gold.
So far, what are you enjoying the most?
So far, everything has been good. The liquor been good, the service been excellent, music been on point, and just the whole ambience is just fabulous.
So with me now is Deidre, she's a patron here. How's the opening night for Ribby's Ocean Lounge?
I mean, it's excellent. I'm having so much fun. It's great.
So what do you say to other people who might be skeptical about coming on down?
You should be here. You should be here. It's a good vibe. You'll enjoy yourself, trust me.
And what's your favorite part of the experience so far?
Well, everything. Everything so far. Yes, everything.
So I'm sure you've been to the other Ribby's. Which you prefer and why?
Well, I like the both of them, but because we have the water outside, that's a bonus right there.
So we've been bringing you the highlights from the Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston grand opening. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more highlights.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most
innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters.
Call us at 876-291-6233 or 876-376-4225. Email sales@batvja.com.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show, and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
With me now is Mr. Kamal Banky. He's one of the shareholders in this Ribby's Ocean Lounge and the Ribby's franchise overall. Tell us, what does this establishment in downtown Kingston mean for you and your shareholders?
For me, it's a triumph over the naysayers. A lot of people said we couldn't do it. A lot of people said we were crazy to decide to come to downtown Kingston. I said I believe in Kingston, Jamaica, and I want to build another franchise of our original business, successful business, Ribby's Ultra Lounge, on the waterfront. We got an opportunity and we said, well, guess what? We're going to bring our vibrations downtown and build the energy from the epicenter of the waterfront at Victoria Pier.
Tell us some of the challenges that you might have faced in establishing Ribby's here.
One of the things is really that people didn't understand what our vision was. I mean, they were like, you're going to bring a nightclub to the waterfront, like, because they see what Barbican is. But every one of our properties that we will open, I mean, this is the second one, will have a different identity. So this one has a distinct identity, distinct look and feel, a distinct layout, and that gives it identity, and will get the people that it's supposed to get. Host them in the way that they're supposed to be hosted. And for me, it's very important that people understand what we're trying to sell here. For me, the food experience on the waterfront is one of the most important things you can get. The bar experience is great, but when you come down here, you're going to stay here for 6 hours. And if you stay here for 6 hours, you're going to eat. And then you're going to have a drink. You might eat again and have 2 more drinks. And relax a little bit, drink some water, and then go to your yard. But most importantly, we are building an ecosystem of people here that are going to be very happy and very, very comfortable hanging out with us every day downtown Kingston.
So we miss the big man himself. This is Don Curry. Mr. Curry, how are you, sir?
I'm good. They say without vision the people perish. So we like to see when our visions come alive.
All right, so tell us now, what led you to establish Ribby's Ocean Lounge in downtown Kingston?
Okay, we have a vision. And it's not limited to locally, but anywhere in the world you go, your waterfront is usually the center of entertainment, etc. We are on the 7th best harbor in the world, and we had a discussion among ourselves, me, Ribby Kamat, and myself, and we decided that we, as a brand that is established, need to lead the revitalization of downtown Kingston. We believe in Kingston. We support the mayor's vision of Kingston. We support the government's vision of Kingston. And we basically just put our money where everybody just chat. This venture is successful because there are other people who are appreciative of our foresight and vision. And the support has been overwhelming. And I like to use this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for the people who have come here. Because we have opened this business and it has not affected Ribby's Ultra Lounge in Barbican. So, obviously, we're doing something right.
Here we are with one of the patrons here at the Ocean Lounge, Ribby's Ocean Lounge in downtown Kingston. Tell us your name and how you're enjoying the experience.
I'm Gabrielle Davis, and this is actually my second time being at Ribby's downtown, and it's like a really open vibe. Honestly, the best thing I liked about tonight was the food.
And what would you say to a person who probably be skeptical coming downtown?
Honestly, I have never been skeptical about coming downtown, but to anybody who might be, I have nothing bad to say, no bad reviews. It's a very safe place. The food is good, the drinks are good, and the crowd is good. So I would say come.
So I'm joined by Shelly. She's another patron here at Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston. How are you enjoying the experience?
Excellent experience. I mean, there's a lot of vision actually in this space, and I really need to congratulate Ribby's and his partners for really putting together this. I mean, it's just all about the right persons, the music, the vibe, and of course the great cuisine. Excellent.
So far, what's your favorite part of the experience?
Boys, you're putting me on the spot, you know. I mean, I would say that everything really tied in very well. That's what I would say. Tied in very well.
All right, gentlemen, so tell us how you're enjoying the experience so far.
Great experience, fabulous experience. To be downtown at this time, fabulous experience.
How's the experience for you?
Excellent. Ribby's is the place.
So with us now is Captain King. He's one of the bartenders here at Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston. Tell us, how does it feel to work with the Ribby's franchise?
Well, I'm the bar supervisor and it's a great opportunity for me as a celebrity mixologist, I might call myself. And I've been mixing for a lot of brands and it's such an honor to actually be on the waterfront and be the man that is in charge for all the mixes. So it's a great honor, that's all I can say. Big up Ribby's Ocean Lounge, big up Dan, Kamal and Ribby of course. It's my pleasure being a part of the team.
As for patrons who want to come out and come downtown to Ribby's Ocean, so what are some of the specials that you have here offering?
Oh my God. Everybody that knows me knows that I make great and amazing drinks. Always out of the box, so we have an interesting drink called Rough Waters, which includes scotch bonnet pepper, along with a lot of other interesting Jamaican ingredients. So we have like soursop, we have a tamarind martini, we have a lot of interesting drinks. So as long as you come and you just interact with us, we'll give you some of the available cocktails we have at Ribby's Ocean Lounge.
And that brings us to the end of our coverage of the Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston Media Mingle. As always, thanks for staying tuned to Business Access TV. I'm Javon Keys, and remember, we're serious about business.
Violence is bad.
Violence against our innocent little children is terrible. Pretending not to notice when we know or suspect that a child is suffering is awful and morally wrong. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, there can be no keener realization of a nation's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Think about that for a second. I have a voice. It's one of my gifts. I intend to use it on behalf of our children. No more violence against our children. Make your move to stop violence against our children right now. No more. No more. No more.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
On this episode of Business Access, we featured Don Anderson, Executive Chairman of Market Research Services Limited, the longest standing company of its kind in the Caribbean. Home of the famous Don Anderson polls, Market Research Services Limited has a stellar track record when it comes to providing its clients with sound data for all their research needs. Today, Don reveals his secret to being successful in helping firms make multi-million-dollar decisions and predicting elections.
The bottom line is that credibility, confidentiality are key factors in every research organization. We hold those two things very, very, very sacredly.
We also learn about his close affinity to sports and the role his family has played in his career over the years.
My name is Don Anderson, and I'm the Executive Chairman of Market Research Services Limited. I'm from a fairly large family. My dad was a pretty comfortable corporal in the police force in Port Antonio. My mother was a dressmaker, and between them they produced 8 children, 6 boys and 2 girls. First 5 children were all boys. I was the number 5 of the 8, and therefore I was thought perhaps to be the last of the brood, but then there were 3 afterwards. And why I say that is that there was a consistent 2-year gap between the first 5, and then there was a gap of nearly 5 years, and then the last 3 were 2 years between. So very interesting way. I don't know what my parents had in mind, but so we came from pretty humble background, and with what they had, they were able to put us through, all of us through high school in Titchfield, and most of us through university. I would like to think that my best years were certainly the formative years in primary school. One of my really great teachers was Mrs. Sykes, the mother of the current Chief Justice. She died recently. And my Titchfield years were, again, very, very powerful years as far as my education was concerned. I had 2 different headmasters, Cap Thomas from England, and then Mr. Mortimer Geddes as one of the really strong principals that the school has had. I'd like to think when you think in terms of the academic qualifications of my siblings, I would probably be the least of the academically qualified of the lot. Because the rest of them have gone on to do big things, really big things, academically and otherwise. My oldest sibling was a professor at Harvard, and Roy, one of my other older siblings, was the justice on the Supreme Court bench, but all of the others have achieved something significant. One of my sisters, Hope, was a doctor. Unfortunately passed 2 years ago. So we've come from this pretty humble background, and I don't believe that we've forgotten where we've come from. We have used that as a launching pad for really the development of our own personalities going through life. I was a normal boy, I believe. My father was rather reserved. You know, he would come in from work and sit on the veranda in his nice little rocking chair, and he would contemplate what I don't know. He didn't talk a lot. My mom was more of the person to instill the kind of framework of discipline and that type of thing. But combined, I believe they did a good job in molding us. So I don't think we had a difficult childhood. We made do with what we had, and each of us in our own ways, you know, kind of learned from those experiences and developed into who we became. My school days, of course, was where I began my formative sporting career, if you wish. The high point was a low point, actually, in my high school, because for reasons best known to himself, then headmaster Mortimer Geddes felt I should repeat fifth form. So I spent an extra year in fifth form, but it also meant that when they changed the school year from whatever it was, I got an extra year in sports. So I recall in my last year in schoolboy sports, they were questioning my age because I started playing school sports very early. From about 13, 14, I was a member of the school's cricket team and football team and hockey team. And so when I got into my 6th year of competition, there were questions as to whether or not I was an overage. But I was within the legal limit. So, you know, I think from there, when I graduated from Titchfield, I did A-levels. I went to work immediately at the tax office in Port Antonio and was transferred 9 months after then to Anotta Bay in the tax office. And from there, I got a scholarship to the University of the West Indies. So I had 1 year of working life. I was a very senior member of the tax department in Anotta Bay because I was the only high school graduate on the staff. And they made me what is called an executive assistant, which meant I was next to the collector of taxes in Anotta Bay. So at a very young age, I learned what it was to manage people and to manage my time. So, and then I got this scholarship, a government scholarship, to the University of the West Indies. My older brother Roy and my older brother Winston were both graduates before or were both students at the University of the West Indies. Winston, when I was there, he was a year ahead of me. And I moved into Taylor Hall. And all 6 of my siblings who went into the University of the West Indies went through Taylor Hall. So we have a very close affinity to Taylor Hall. So moved into university, Taylor Hall, spent 3 years, graduated with a bachelor's degree in history. And then I started to do a postgraduate diploma in management, but work intervened because I was then promoted from the company I began to work with, Market Research Jamaica Limited. I was then promoted to the research executive position and then the general manager. And therefore, that kind of took precedence over my academic studies at that point in time. So even though I was accepted to read for an MSc in economics, I didn't pursue that. My opinion is unimportant. And even if you go in there with a mindset which is different from how the data comes out, that's not your business. Your business is to generate the data in the most professional way. And in the final analysis, however the data comes out, that's what you present.
Doggin Global Business Process Outsourcing. Doggin Global can help you with your day-to-day administrative and secretarial needs. We provide solutions for streamlining your accounting and bookkeeping procedures, so you can get on with running your business while knowing that all the accounting and statutory needs are being taken care of. Our BPO services include the following: bookkeeping, preparation of budgets, management accounts, and periodic financial analyses, provision of temporary or part-time accounting assistance, design and implementation of accounting systems, preparation of accounting manuals, payroll services, corporate secretarial services, assisting clients with their business entry strategy into the country, setting up new legal entities, maintaining minutes and other legal documents, non-executive directorships, preparing and submitting annual returns. For additional information, contact us at email info@doggin.global, website www.doggin.global.
business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point, dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Market Research Services Limited is a full-fledged market research provider. By that we mean anywhere there's an information need, our organization is there to provide it. So that is the widest possible explanation or interpretation of what we do. In the last 25 years thereabout, I have become known as the pollster. But I want to put it in proper perspective because the political polling that we do is the loudest of all the work we do, but really represents about 10% of our business because the other 90% is conducting research for a very wide range of public sector companies, public sector entities, private sector companies, huge corporate bodies, financial institutions, manufacturing companies, name it. We have done research, and I sometimes challenge my students that where I teach sometimes that I don't believe you can name an industry that we have not done research in. And we have some really huge clients that we have worked along with. It's information, we gather information, we analyze data, we provide reports, we make presentations, and from what we do, huge marketing decisions are made. We've gone away from the era where a lot of business decisions used to be made from the seat of the pants, which meant that, people would sit in the boardrooms and say, I believe that this could work, And depending on who was most dominant, they would go in a particular direction. I'm happy to make the point and make it quite strongly that today, there are very few companies that are making decisions without the basis of good, solid information to guide them. And I think that's where our benefit really is in providing the kind of reliable, credible, accurate information that companies of all kinds use to make decisions. We're talking about in the political arena as well, So we believe we provide a very important role, and I believe that research really is the pivot of all of our marketing activity worldwide. We pride ourselves on running a very professional organization. We, unlike a manufacturer who would sell a product that you can take and use and evaluate and so on, we have two things on which our company is built: credibility, confidentiality. We have existed in an environment where we have done work for competitive organizations in the private sector, for different political parties, and there is none that could ever say that their information has transcended where it ought not to go. The bottom line is that credibility, confidentiality are key factors in every research organization, and we hold those two things very, very, very sacredly. That is the bottom line, So it's not a secret. We follow the very strict research and professional ethics that govern our profession, and we then pride ourselves on delivering credible information and to ensure that our clients' data is absolutely confidential. My move into political polling was actually initiated by the Honorable Edward Seaga. In the 1980s, when he was the Prime Minister of Jamaica, we used to do some work for a related organization called the Bustamante Institute for Public Affairs, headed by then Hector Winter. We used to do some work because Mr. Seaga wanted to know, well, how is the country progressing, and how are people feeling about things in the country? So that work was channeled through the Bustamante Institute for Public Affairs. And maybe after about 3 years of working with them, I remember going back to my office one afternoon and my secretary told me that the Prime Minister wanted to meet with me that afternoon. I never gotten a call like that before. So I said, this has to be very important. So I dropped whatever I was doing. I headed to Jamaica House and I was then in the presence of the Prime Minister, Mr. Siaga, Mr. Bruce Golden, Mr. Hugh Shearer. And what was this all about? We had been doing work for the Bustamante Institute of Public Affairs. And I remember Mr. Siaga taking out his little black book, which he's been known to carry around, and he says, well, what's the latest information you have from the Institute's work? When I shared that with him, he said, I'd be pleased to tell you that it's within 2% of the work that Carlstone has generated, and therefore we want you to do some work for us politically. I said, wow. That was my first political poll in the 1980s. And we then worked in the 1989 election, etc., etc., etc. So we have been in the polling business for close to 30 years. We had the benefit of working with Carl, whose shoes people sometimes say I fit for Carl and shoes, you know. He really is the pioneer of all this market research and the political polling in particular in Jamaica. And I'm happy to have said that I've worked along with Carl in 1 or 2 projects. So, for 30 years, we have maintained a position as one of the really strong polling units in the Caribbean. And we have had the benefit of really successful political polls in almost every election in Jamaica. And the basis on which we have been able to garner this kind of reputation is the fact that we have maintained a very, very strong adherence to professionalism throughout. We guide the political parties in terms of what questions and how to shape the questions. Neutrally, not to their benefit, but neutrally so that they can derive the clearest objective data from those polls we do. And in the final analysis, we make a presentation to the respective political parties as to the outcome and the impact. I would like to think that, by and large, those polls that we have done have been used very effectively and efficiently by the respective political parties to determine their own course of action and their own strategy. That obtains to today. I've maintained throughout, and this is something we practice in our organization, we have a very strong team. My opinion is unimportant, and I have my own opinions about the way, the data could look and so on. But the bottom line is that objectivity is the critical single component in doing good research. You have to be objective, And even if you go in there with a mindset which is different from how the data comes out, that's not your business. Your business is to generate the data in the most professional way, using proper sampling techniques, using the controls that are important, quality controls that are important throughout fieldwork, validation, etc. And in the final analysis, however the data comes out, that's what you present. The biggest, most successful, most rewarding, most exciting, most humbling games that I have been to was the Beijing Olympics of 2008.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about home sweet home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
I'm Butch Hendrickson. You're watching BATV, serious about business.
One of the big studies that we do right now is the Business and Consumer Confidence Survey. We have been running this study from 2001, and it's ongoing. Every quarter we make a presentation to the country as to what is the level of confidence that businesses have, what's the level of confidence that consumers have in the environment. And we therefore now have close to 70 quarters of data. One of the big drawbacks, and it's a pretty obvious situation, one of the big drawbacks to greater development is the whole question, this monster of crime. And when we talk to businesses, they tell us that the single largest deterrent to growth is crime, right? So there's no question that we have to find a way to harness this big problem. But in a macro way, we're heading in the right direction. But I think the growth that we could possibly achieve is stymied by the crime situation, and they also talk in terms of the level of bureaucracy, which is actually another deterrent. I will tell you though, that when you do political polls and you ask people a strange question, is the country going in the right direction or the wrong direction or what? I don't think we've ever done a study in which the public feels that the country is going in the right direction. And that's a kind of a dissonance, if you wish, but it's very easily explained. Because to a large extent, the general public looks at it from a very personal perspective, how they can manage their own fortunes and their own daily expenditure. And the technocrats and so on look at it from a more macro situation. But from a macro situation, I think we're moving in the right direction. What needs to be done now is to ensure that there's a great trickle down of those apparent benefits to the rank and file of the population. My peers in the market research field honored me by presenting me with a Lifetime Achievement Award for pioneering work in the market research. And it's something that really, struck me as being something really, I'm very proud of that, right? That was in 2003. In 2007, after I'd done 5 Olympic Games, the previous one to that being Athens in 2004, the government saw fit to award me with a national honor, the Order of Distinction Commander Class, CD, for my contribution to sports administration. That was in 2007. And in 2008, I went to, for me, the greatest games of them all, which was Beijing. From 1986, my first major games was the Olympics in Seoul, South Korea, 1988. I was the rookie. The biggest, most successful, most rewarding, most exciting, most humbling games that I have been to was the Beijing Olympics of 2008. I had the real privilege to have led the Jamaica team in the Beijing Games, which of course was the games that was a turning point for us in the Olympic movement, right? One Usain Bolt, of course, took the world by storm. And that stands out to me as the best of the games. I've been to 7, and if you ask me for a ranking of them all, I would say Beijing was by far the best. And I rather liked London again. It had a different kind of flavor. But Sydney, Beijing, and London were the best 3 of the 7 games that I've been to. Fantastic. The Beijing experience was just out of this world. In 2010, I decided I would put all that I have learned and heard about and experienced in a book. And this was before I went to London as the head of the delegation for those games in 2012. I published a book titled Seoul to Beijing, which talks to things that people wouldn't know about unless they were there in the intimate position that I was in. It's what happens behind the scenes, the problems that we work through, and far less on who won which medal. I'm currently, of course, still involved in sports in a big way because I'm chairman of the government's National Sport Museum Development Committee, and we're still to really get some action on that. And for all my sins in sports, I'm now the chairman of the Professional Football Association, which runs the Premier League. That's my current involvement in sport, and of course I went on to sit on a number of Caribbean sporting bodies as a result of my vice presidency. I was the director of the Central American and Caribbean Games. I was the director of the Caribbean Association of National Olympic Committees, and what is not widely known, I'm still a director of KNOC Broadcasting Inc., which was the body that brought the Rio Olympics to the region in 2016. I'm twice married. So in my very first marriage, my former wife unfortunately died 2 years ago, but I've been in a new marriage, pretty stable marriage, since 2003. And my first marriage produced 2 children, and my current marriage has produced 2 beautiful girls, one in high school and one in prep school. They have been a tower of strength to me consistently. I have quite often during my Olympic years had to leave them for extended periods of time, and I don't think anybody is happy with that. I wasn't, they weren't. But the bottom line is that they understood, and they certainly have been a real tower of strength to me in terms of allowing me the opportunity to do what I have done. And I'm still heavily involved in sports, and I feel quite often guilty leaving home or not getting home in time because I know I have my responsibilities there. I'm never, ever, ever, ever not remembered that I have a primary responsibility to my family. As a matter of fact, all my children have become involved in sports in a big way. All right. Karen, my oldest daughter, got to the point where she was Caribbean champion in squash, you know, and my 2 younger girls now are both big swimmers in the Tornadoes Club. My current wife has been with the organization for this is their 26th year. She got into market research right after graduating from university and been with the organization for 26 years. So I've been stepping back, you know, a little bit, not out of there by any means. And she's actually running the company day to day, and I really owe a lot to her for taking the baton, so to speak, and really running the organization in a very efficient way that allows me, first of all, the opportunity to do what I do in terms of lectures and in terms of the involvement in sports, and that to me is immeasurable. Well, to me is, to a large extent, what you feel inside of you and what you can contribute to society. And to me, I feel a very rich person by virtue of the contribution I make through sports and through my political polling work. I don't measure wealth in terms of how much money you have, but certainly in terms of who you are and what you contribute to society.
Advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters.
Call us at 876-291-6233 or 876-376-4225. Email sales@batvja.com.
Violence is bad. Violence against our innocent little children is terrible. Pretending not to notice when we know or suspect that a child is suffering is awful and morally wrong. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, there can be no keener realization of a nation's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Think about that for a second. I have a voice. It's one of my gifts. I intend to use it on behalf of our children. No more violence against our children. Make your move to stop violence against our children right now. No more. No more. No more.
The Starkey Hearing Foundation was founded in 1984 by William Austin, who realized his true calling was to help people hear. As the philanthropic arm of Starkey Hearing Technologies, the foundation provides hearing healthcare to people who are unable to afford it. The foundation has been able to make an impact around the world with the help of thousands of volunteers and supporters. The foundation has now reached the Caribbean, most recently Jamaica. Members of the Starkey Hearing Foundation team, in collaboration with the Digicel Foundation, recently went on a 3-day mission at the Chinese Benevolent Association aimed at providing over 500 Jamaicans with custom hearing aids.
The whole focus for Starkey Hearing Foundation is we have 52 sustainable programs currently worldwide, and the Caribbean region was untouched for them in some way, shape or form. And so this whole year we've been focusing on getting persons from the region, the Caribbean region, involved in our programs, allowing persons in islands around the region to receive hearing health care through the Starkey Hearing Foundation. We've been rolling out what we call phase 1s, phase 2s in different parts of the region. We're here in Jamaica today, but we've been to Guyana, we've been to Trinidad and Tobago, we've done St. Kitts Nevis, we've also done Dominica, we've been to St. Croix, US Virgin Islands as well. We are ensuring that the Caribbean region gets the type of hearing health care that is deserving unto them.
Several key team members took part in this mission. One such member is the International Materials Manager, Kevin Ramos.
So what I do as International Materials Manager is I get all materials ready for phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, depending on where we're sending them out into the world. So our home base is out of Minnesota. So what I do when I'm in the office is I acquire the materials and then send them out from our home base in Minnesota. When I'm not in the office, it depends on what phase we're in. Whether it be a phase 1 like we're in today, I take impressions. Phase 2, I help our founder, Bill Austin, fit hearing aids and mold. Whether it be phase 3, I do an aftercare type of role. So it really depends on which phase we're on. But I can do it all.
Another member of the team is the International Development Director, Kirk Richards.
As the International Development Director, what I do is go around the Caribbean and work with the Ministry of Health or the Department of Health in all the regions that are within the Caribbean to identify patients that can use our services. And our services is providing hearing healthcare to those who can't afford it. So far we've worked with the Ministry of Health in St. Lucia, Guyana, Trinidad, as well as Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and also St. Croix. Now we're in Jamaica working with the Ministry of Health and also the Jamaica Association for the Deaf, along with the Council for Senior Citizens, along with the Council for Persons with Disabilities. So we've developed a relationship in Jamaica where we've also identified patients that are in need of our services.
The process of creating these custom hearing aids happens in several phases.
End of May we were here, we just did a phase 1 training where we trained nurses from the Ministry of Health as well as from the other organizations to understand the flow or the work that we do. And in so doing, we also identified 100 patients that were pre-selected that received our services that time around. Now we're here doing a phase 1 where we've identified about 650 patients that will be requiring our services with hearing health care.
Today we are happy to be in Jamaica. Can't you tell? I'm Jamaican, right? And we've been enjoying moving through the region, providing hearing health care through Starkey Hearing Foundation. But today in Jamaica, we are doing what we call our phase 1. This is a 4-phase program that we have, community-based program that we offer, right? And so the phase 1 is when we actually have the patients coming in getting their ear impressions done so that they can get custom molds, and we return with these molds after we've sent them off to the factory for what we call our phase 2, and that is where we actually bring back the molds and the hearing aids and fit the patients to ensure that they have the right sound, they get the right volumes and the right sound for them to be fit. So today, phase 1 is the impressions, and you can see around here, you'll see where the patients are being they actually sit down and they're pumping the otoform in the air. That dries, take it out, put it in the patient bag, they have their ID, that's shipped off, sent to the factory, send them back. phase 2 process will actually happen before 2017 is over. We are scheduled to be back here early December. So we'll be here early December. These patients will be contacted because we have what is called, in our phase 3, that is part of what's called the aftercare. So in our aftercare, we contact, because all these patients we have in our database. After today, we'd have all patients in our database. So we'll contact these patients and say, okay, it's time for you to come to get your custom molds, and then it's time for you to get fitted for your hearing aid. And that's when you see the magic. So today we're just checking and making sure everybody's ears, we're getting their molds and stuff. But then in December, the magic happens. That's when someone gets to hear for the first time, or somebody gets an opportunity at better hearing healthcare.
Coming up on Caring Hands.
When we heard of the possibility to work with Starkey Foundation, where they were, one, doing testing, providing health solutions, as well as providing the hearing aids themselves, for us, easy, had to.
As a teacher for over 8 years, we need to realize that the children are our future. We need to love them, appreciate and respect our children. No more violence against children. No more!
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters.
Call us at 876-291-6233 or 876-376-4225. Email sales@batvja.com.
For more than 30 years, the Starkey Hearing Foundation has been spreading hearing healthcare across the globe, having visited more than 100 countries to date. Among the thousands of volunteers are celebrities who have donated their time and resources to the work of the foundation. The technology used to create the hearing aids is unique to the foundation.
What we do is a wide frequency audibility test, which is, specific to the Starkey Hearing Foundation, and that allows us to scale this, and it's a simple, scalable type of program. And so to see the patients come out this morning in need was what overwhelmed me, and I was happy to be here knowing very well that people were coming to see how they can help their hearing better. And the thing with hearing healthcare is, obviously, this is the opportunity for someone to possibly mainstream into society at a different, in a much better position. The opportunity to have a job because they're able to communicate, and we take hearing for granted. It's one of those things that you can't see. So someone is deaf, you don't know, or someone has a hearing impairment, it's not visible to the eye. So sometimes we leave persons behind in regards to hearing healthcare, anything to do with, loss of hearing. Hearing is for old people, So many people came through different age groups, So it was really overwhelming to see the amount of persons that came out today, and we were happy to be here, and we'll be here again. And this is an actual continuous model for our program, so it doesn't end this year. So it's not a one-off where we come into the country, give out some hearing aids and leave.
The foundation has formed partnerships with several international foundations over the years. In Jamaica, one major foundation that has collaborated with the Starkey Hearing Foundation on this mission is the Digicel Foundation.
Well, Starkey reached out to us because they wanted to do some work here in Jamaica and they were looking for valuable partnerships. And so they approached us. And for us, it was, I think, easy because we have been looking for ways that we can really work with the special needs community here in Jamaica. And a big problem is providing assistive aids for persons who either are completely disabled or really just need assistance for them to become more included. And so when we heard of the possibility to work with Starkey Foundation, where they were, one, doing testing, providing health solutions, as well as providing the hearing aids themselves, for us, easy, had to.
The Chinese Benevolent Association also came on board, giving the Starkey Hearing Foundation their full support.
CBA got on board when Tammy and the coordinator for Starkey Foundation contacted us and was in a dilemma in terms of finding a location for this occasion. And when she contacted us, I told her that I would just check the board because more than likely we'll come on board and assist. The board didn't take too long in terms of okaying that they could come and use the facility here. And basically we try to put out everything at their disposal in order to make this occasion quite comfortable for them and the rest of the people that comes here for the testing.
In an effort to provide better hearing healthcare, one of the tasks undertaken by the volunteers is doing thorough checks of the ears to determine what is causing hearing issues, as there are cases where individuals may not actually need hearing aids.
We were working with Starkey around the entire coordination of the effort, but in addition to the impressions, what they're also doing is looking at screening, looking at cleaning of their ears, because sometimes persons have hearing challenges, but unfortunately it's not because they really have a development issue, it's because they need to have their ears cleaned, because unfortunately there might be buildup or other issues. And so that is also something that we have to think about. It's a serious health issue. How do we empower persons to take the necessary practices that they need to do to have good ear health? And so with Starkey, we've been looking at coordinating the best efforts so that we can reach as many people as possible. And then the second phase now is, of course, when they come back, for those persons who actually need hearing aids, the fantastic, great opportunity of having these persons get hearing aids so they can hear and function normally.
Coming up on Caring Hands.
I know a lot of Jamaicans will benefit because of the Starkey Foundation. And it's a very good thing that I think all Jamaica will be proud of. And especially CBA, who without a doubt will accommodate them anytime.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point, dissecting the issues. Offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Delighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point, dissecting the issues. Offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Patients who benefit from the Starkey Hearing Foundation will receive continuous support from local health officials, as steps were taken to ensure that they will be well taken care of.
We trained some nurses, aides, and community service workers and volunteers to understand how we do our aftercare services so that these patients will be taken care of through the aftercare program. So after they leave, people will be calling them, check up on them when the hearing aids come. Do you need more batteries? Are the molds hurting you? Whatever it is, pull their information and they'll be contacted to ensure that they are taken care of in aftercare.
The team is satisfied that the first phase of this mission was successful, as the turnout was overwhelming and their services were well received.
So what stood out for me today was just how many patients came out this morning wanting to be, taken care of, wanted to get better hearing health care. And just being Jamaican, I didn't realize how much there is a need for the hearing health care, for that type of support that we are offering today. Patients who would not have access to this kind of opportunity.
It's overwhelming. I didn't believe that there could be so many people before 7 a.m. When I came here, the place was full. And I never knew it was so many people without them advertising. And just to come and see so many people on the first day, well, up till 1 o'clock, we had a good amount of people in the compound. So I think it's a very good thing that Starkey had put on, and the CBA was so willing to come and assist.
What stood out for me is really the breadth of the issue. Seeing young persons, seeing children in their school uniforms, seeing the elderly. It really shows that we have to be very mindful of who are vulnerable and look out for those persons. Be mindful about what impacts they're having in their lives and see how we can help. The numbers that come out really shows the need that exists. And if you look, you can see young persons, old persons, persons who are born with disabilities, persons who've developed hearing issues over their lifetime, and that really shows the depth and the width of the problem in Jamaica. And so therefore, we want to see how we can provide a solution to what many persons and many Jamaicans are faced with daily.
I know a lot of Jamaicans will benefit because of the Starkey Foundation. And it's a very good thing that I think all Jamaica will be proud of, and especially CBA, who without a doubt will accommodate them anytime. All the volunteers are well prepared for this occasion as well, as I can see, how they're operating. And things are running smoothly, and no doubt about it, everybody will get through in a short time.
All the elements that came together to make this mission possible could not have happened without partnerships, and the Starkey Hearing Foundation is very grateful for those who have come on board to assist.
Today would not have been possible had it not been for our partners on the ground. It takes a lot for us to come into the country and bring supplies and fly the team in from overseas. It's a really major production, lots of logistics. And so today we're so grateful that we would have had partners who would have seen the vision, like the Giselle Foundation, who assisted us with a lot of the costs that we had, for this mission. They supported us with, today. With thanks, of course, to the JPS Foundation, assisting with the patient food. So the patients came today. They sat through like a clinic style, we went through from morning till afternoon, and they were fed thanks to the Jamaica Public Service Foundation. I want to thank also the CBA for, heavily discounting this venue and allowing us to use the premises for 3 days, almost at a minimal cost, and that was important to us as well. So, with all the partners involved, we really have the opportunity to serve our patients, and together we are able to do so much more. In the words of our founders, our founder Bill Austin says that, alone you can do so much, but together we can do way more, and so that's me summing up what he says. But for sure, that it's really teamwork today. So apart from the Starkey Hearing Foundation being here today, we thank our partners, the Giselle Foundation, for sure, for handling loads of our costs and the other ones that have been helpful,
seeing the turnout today has been amazing. You know, as always, you know, with registration, there's always a big craziness when you get here and everybody's all here early. But we've managed to get everybody checked in. Right now we're probably less than about 30 patients outside waiting to see us. So the majority of everybody is inside. So we're a little bit backed up with the different stations. So all hands on deck right now as we go through and get things set up. We're happy about the turnout that we've seen today, and really looking forward to the relationships that we're forming, especially with Digicel. The Digicel Foundation has been very instrumental in what we're doing, and we really look forward to what we'll be doing in the future. Big thank you to the Ministry of Health for helping us with volunteers and nurses that are here today to participate in the mission. Patients have also come through the Jamaica Association for the Deaf, so volunteers coming from there as well. Also, thank you to the Caribbean Hearing Center, which Dr. Beavers is in charge of. You know, she's very instrumental in helping us today. And as we go through, we're looking forward to continue working relationship and partnership with the different organizations that are going to help this program succeed. You know, the only way we can make this program sustainable is through the resources and the partnership of the local partners we have on the ground. Definitely looking forward for what the future holds for Jamaica and for the Starkey Hearing Foundation as we partnership to bring better hearing to the people of Jamaica.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show. And Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
I wanted to be an educator because I believe that education is the most powerful weapon that can change the world.
My dreams and aspiration is to one day become an entrepreneur where I can employ other persons and help to build the country.
I wanted to go into development. I wanted to help people become better versions of themselves. Growing up, I saw a lot of violence, I saw a lot of crime, I saw a lot of poverty. The challenges are so many. The first one that comes to mind is the level of youth unemployment that's here.
Challenges that exist here in West Prospect Bogwalk are lack of awareness for educational opportunities or job opportunities.
Not many got the chance to do CXC or graduate from the secondary level. So that's a major setback for the people living in the community.
A way to alleviate this issue is training programs.
They need more opportunities, like to go back to school to get themselves a certificate so they can be able to work and create employment for themselves and their family.
push more entrepreneurship opportunity, encourage these youths to be creative and innovative in what they do, give them startup capital to start their business, invest more in the youth skills and talents.
The poverty reduction program is funded by the European Union, and it really is a program that focuses on the most vulnerable type of communities, making communities safer, making citizens more healthy, better access to education.
For European Union, investing in youth is an obvious choice. They are the future of the country. If we prepare them well, they will bring the change that Jamaica needs. That's why we invest in scholarships, internship, training in life skills and mentorship.
I received a tertiary scholarship from PRP to attend the University of Technology, Jamaica. It meant a lot to me because I realized that somebody else believed in me and somebody saw the potential that I have and somebody believed that I could actually achieve my goal.
I benefited by getting firstly an internship, and also they assisted my bachelor's degree financially. But critically, outside of the finances, the persons that were on the project, you know, the motivation that they provided, etc., it really provided a huge boost.
This is my third year at the MICO. This scholarship, it helped me to be able to focus only on my education here, because tertiary education is not cheap.
I was placed at ODPEM on the one-year internship program. It was really good. It was an opportunity for me to prove myself, to give myself of service, and also to gain experience in the working world, and to also provide for my family.
I plan to be an agent of change in my community by being a mentor, a leader, and a godfather for the youths growing up. Try to help them, teach them a trade.
You don't have to be rich to help. You don't have to achieve greatness to start. I contributed to my basic school by providing them with the necessary resources that they need, that I believe that in the long run, it will have a ripple effect on many, many persons.
Professionally, I manage the whole program, which is aimed at giving young persons the opportunity to, you know, do what I did, basically, to get their foot inside an organization. Additionally, I also have a little small business that I try to employ young persons to learn a skill, etc.
When you're persistent in life, when you're determined, when you're hungry for success, then you'll be able to accomplish and achieve anything that you want.
It has changed hundreds and hundreds of lives. Not just my life, my family lives, my friends' lives, etc. I want to just urge everyone looking on to continue these social programs. These are the solutions to the many ills that we face as a society and as a country and even as a world. So thank you, and I challenge you, continue it. It's needed.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.